Hi, my name is Stacy Jurich, and I'm the owner of Boochy Mamas. We make kombucha, and kombucha is a fermented tea. It's a probiotic health drink, and it's something that I learned how to make when I was living in Hawaii when I was 25, and moved back to Toledo and started making it. You know, 1 gallon batch led to multiple 5 gallon batches, and I saw the growing trend of kombucha in other places in the country and decided to just give it a go as a full-on business. So in 2015, I founded Great Lakes Tonics, which is our parent company to Boochy Mamas, and started selling it commercially.
Bottled or on tap, no matter your preference, the Boochy Mama's brand is in coffee houses, bars, and restaurants throughout Ohio and Michigan, as well as a brick and mortar shop at the corner of 10th and Jefferson. Our
downtown Toledo store, we moved here in 2016, and it was just our production space, and then in 2017 we opened up our retail storefront. We've expanded to include a lot of products to support a natural lifestyle. So we have, I think, close to 10 producers whose products we sell in the store, and they're all women-made and locally made. Really quite unique stuff.
An environmentally conscious business as well as inclusive, Stacy proudly brands her shop as a safe space for all who walk through its doors.
To us, it's kind of just common sense. It's a part of who we are as a company. It's a part of our foundation and philosophy, and it's unfortunate that we live in a culture where we have to express that and say that, and it's not just a given. So we just feel like being vocal about that and letting people know that this is a safe space. What we know is right, and we feel like that needs to just become more commonplace.
Also commonplace, kombucha as a part of our Western culture.
It's really taken off in the last 3 to 5 years with a focus more on local foods, organic foods, and just the industry as a whole is picking up, and kombucha is just like a forerunner of the health food industry, I believe. There's more and more people who are looking for healthier alternatives to soda, and kombucha kind of fits in really nicely there. There's also a larger market now looking for a non-alcoholic beverage, and kombucha fits really nicely there as well. The main benefit of kombucha is that it's a probiotic. So that means that it has good bacteria for your gut to help fight the bad bacteria. So it's a centuries-old drink that originated in East Asia, and so there's a long list of legends of kombucha. It's known as the ancient elixir of life. We say that we're a botanically inspired kombucha, and so that means that we look to botanicals and nature for inspiration. And then Sarah, who is our head brewer, also is an herbalist, and she's been coming up with some fabulous blends as well.
Here I'm adding the cold water, and the way that we do this is we brew a very strong tea concentrate. So we use a fairly small amount of hot water, and we dissolve our sugar in it, and then we add the tea and whatever herbs we're using for that particular flavor, and we let it steep for an hour and a half. And the reason we do that is because the culture of the SCOBY is temperature sensitive, so we can't brew a full 50-some gallons and then just put the culture right into it because it would kill the culture. So what we do with this is we let that hot water steep long enough to extract the tea and the herbs, and then we add enough cold water to bring it down to kind of a normal tea strength, and also to bring the temperature down enough that it's safe to add the culture. So what I'm making today is Pomona Divine. So this is the one that we actually won the Good Food Award for 2021. And this is our usual base of black and green tea, and then we have Damiana and Rose. It's a really nice flavor profile. Damiana is a shrub that grows in the Southwest, and it's kind of known as a heart-opening, softening, relaxing type of herb. And Rose, of course, fits along with that well too. But the Damiana has an interesting kind of smoky flavor to it, so it's got a lot of depth. And then we're going to let this ferment for 5 days. And at that point, we will strain everything out. There will be a little SCOBY that forms on top. We'll take that off. We'll take out the herbs. And then for this particular flavor, we will add pear juice at that point.
I heard Sarah mention SCOBY a couple of times. What exactly is that?
So SCOBY stands for symbiotic culture or colony of bacteria and yeast. So that means that it's a living organism made up of billions of cultures of different bacteria and yeast. So when someone makes beer, they're going to be using different types of yeast that are usually in powdered form. So this is similar to that, where you have bacteria and yeast that are instigating the fermentation process. And in this case, they're living. So kombucha turns out to be a non-pasteurized living form of probiotics, which is one of the other reasons why it's so nutritionally beneficial. So anyway, so the SCOBY is kind of like a mat. It's like a little rubbery, it's a little chewy, it's very strange and kind of alien looking. And it's really got a mind of its own. It like multiplies and forms layers and just continues to grow. And what it's doing when it's in there is it's converting the sugars in the tea into probiotic acids, which is kind of what give the kombucha a little bit of the sourness.
How do you know it's chewy?
Oh. If you want to be in the club, you have to take a bite. You're in the club, right?
Yeah, I tried.
Okay. It's been a long 6 years. There's been a lot of highs and lows of running a small business, especially coming out of the pandemic. So I think to make it to year 6 where we're at right now, if you look back at all of the different labels and all the different flavors that we had and all the trial and error that we've gone through to get where we are today, it was a lot. And the Toledo community has just been so supportive and loving the whole way, and we wouldn't have made it anywhere else.